Good morning, guys. Real quick before I show today's video. The video that was up yesterday about anxiety, I'm not exactly sure why it stopped at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I believe my editor somehow, I don't know what happened. I do blame myself because I did not proof check the video before I put it out. I used to proof check every one of my videos. I got lazy with that. Well, I'm going to make sure that won't happen again. I would definitely start proof checking. Alright guys, enjoy today's video. I just want to throw that out there. Welcome to Storytime, guys. This is where I tell stories to you guys that my family, my kids, and my wife are sick of me telling them. So every time I try to tell them a story, they say, "We've heard this already, Dad." But you guys haven't, so instead of me boring them with my stories, I bore you guys. Well, within the Halloween spirit, since it is October, I have a true story that happened to me when I was a kid in Ohio and has a little spook factor to it. So sit down, grab you a sandwich, and let's get started. Years ago, let's see, what age would I have been? I don't have no clue. I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old. I was living in Ohio at the time. And I used to ride my bike like any average kid, you know. Ride my bike, and let me go through my laundry. Yeah, I'm hanging up towels today on the line, hoping they dry. I did laundry the other day, and I forgot all about the towels. But anyway, that's me getting off the subject. So I was riding around, and the part of Ohio I lived in, they had a graveyard there. And it was unlike any other graveyard. This was actually one of the biggest graveyards. It was the biggest in Ohio. This graveyard was massive in size. Now, I've always wanted to ride my bike through the graveyard because I didn't have to worry about other cars. I didn't have to worry about too many people. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. You know, even back then, as a kid, I always found it peaceful in a graveyard. So I rode my bike in the graveyard and I started riding all around, looking at the cool tombstones, and I was everywhere in that graveyard, just, you know, just fascinated by the tombstones and different things. And this graveyard was really done up neat. It had little bridges that went over little creeks and stuff like that. I was just all over that graveyard. Finally, it started getting dark. I was like, oh shoot, I better get home. Oh man, I better get home now. And I stopped. I was like, how do I get out of here? Like I said before, this graveyard is massive, okay? And it is just humongous. And that's my dog barking. I was lost. I had no idea where I was at in this graveyard or how I would even get out. My apologies. My dog thinks she has to bark at every time Dick and Harry walks down the street. So I was like, okay, maybe it's this way. Oh no, maybe it's that way. And I just was literally riding my bike down every little pathway I could see, trying to find the exit of this graveyard. Nope, no can do. And it started getting darker and darker and darker. And my main fear was, they're going to close the gates. This graveyard's got to close, and I'm sure it closes at dark, and I'm never going to get out of here. Ever. And you gotta remember, these it had a fence around the graveyard too. The whole graveyard, as big as it was, had a fence that was 12 foot high, and at the top of the fence, it was like little points, little black points. It was an old-fashioned 12 foot high fence with points on the top. So I was stuck. I was in the middle of the graveyard somewhere. It was getting dark, and I had no idea how to get out. So I continued on. I tried to look for this pathway. Maybe this will take me. That pathway. And next thing I know, it's very dark. Okay? The sun then went down. The nighttime's here. And I could barely see where I'm going. Now, my mind started playing tricks on me. I started seeing things that wasn't there. I started hearing things that wasn't there. At least that's what I was telling myself. I was getting very spooked. And you got to remember, I couldn't see hardly anything. So as I was riding down these little pathways trying to find my way out, I think I would see something. I dodge this way and I wreck my bike. I get back on my bike again, start pedaling. I think I hear something. Oh my God, now I wrecked my bike again. This went on for about another 45 minutes. Well, I can't really tell you exactly how long it went, but let's just say it's close to probably 45 minutes. And I just could not find my way out. I'm about 10 or 11 years old and I'm in tears. I'm basically got tears going down my face. I was like, I'm gonna man up. If I gotta stay here all night, I will. And next thing you know, I was kind of talking to myself too. And I also was talking to everything around me. I was talking to the tombstones. I was like, leave me be. I'm not here to hurt you. I just need help getting out of here. Please, will you help me get out of here? Yeah, real smart, Michael. So scared to death, talking to the tombstones, talking to the spirits of the graveyard. So just about right when I was getting ready to give up, I noticed this rock wall. It had a ledge on it where I was able to get up on the ledge and throw my bike over the fence and then basically, sorry about that, someone was on the camera, then basically climb over the fence and I'd be okay. Even though I didn't know what part of the neighborhood I was at and where I was at, but at least I'd be out of the graveyard. So that's what I did. I picked my bike up, climbed up this rock wall, got to the top, just threw my bike down. Then I jumped down. I sprained my ankle, went to pick up my bike. I noticed I bent my front tires and my forks on my bike, so it was unrideable. So next thing you know, I'm wheeling my bike down the road, holding onto the front wheel because it wasn't able to roll, and I'm trying to find my way home now. But I'm happy. I got out of the dang graveyard. Finally, after going up and down the streets, I noticed a place that was recognizable to me. I was like, good, I know where I'm at. I know how to get home from here. But home is such a far way off. I was about close to 3 or 4 miles from home. So, I continue walking. Cars passing me on by. Cops passing me on by, not even stopping. Say, excuse me, youngster, you're out way past curfew time. Because right now, it's about 11 o'clock at night. Scared to death when I get home what my mom's going to say. Yeah. Finally made it home. It's past midnight. And you got to remember, the latest I've ever stayed out before this. Well, before this time, I stayed out lots of times late and got in trouble, but the latest I've ever stayed out before this was at the most maybe 10 o'clock at night. Because when the street lights came on, my butt better been in that door. That's the rule in my house when I was a kid. So I get inside, mom's all, where the hell you been, Michael David? I called your sister, I called your dad. Where the hell you been? You had me worried sick. So I told her, I was like, I went to the graveyard and I got lost and I couldn't find my way out. And finally I found my way out and I was uptown and I couldn't remember how to get home. And finally I found something that I recognized and I had a long way to get home. My bike's broke. She says, you broke your bike and the truth of the matter is you was at your friend's house. Don't lie to me. Well, I got a whipping. Yeah. See, back in them days... Parents back in them days, they just loved to whip their kids. At least mine did. I mean, I got a whipping almost on a day-to-day basis. So I got my butt tanned, and pretty good actually. And then I basically was blamed for breaking my own bike. It was my fault because I did throw it over the fence, but I didn't break it on purpose. Well, guys, that's pretty much it right there. You know, have you ever had adventures like that when you was a kid? You end up somewhere and you got lost, you couldn't get out? Mine was a graveyard. And by being stuck in that graveyard, for all them hours, I started hearing things. I started seeing things. And I think that's what started me to my adventure of wanting to basically get into the paranormal. Because that's where it kind of started at. You know, I wanted to know, well, these things was I hearing, were they real? These things I was seeing, were they real? It kind of was like a little start of it. That's what got my interest into the paranormal way back then. But yeah, I was terrified. Oh my God, I didn't think I ever was going to get out of there. I literally was making plans. This was my plans. I was going to park my bike and sit there until morning. And then when the park people, the managers of the park, go through, I was going to ask them how to get out of there. And I was more worried of my mom being worried about me than I was really of myself. I was more worried, oh my God, what's she doing? She's got to be pulling her gray hair out of her head. Oh my God, only to find out when I got home, it's not, are you okay? No, it's like, where the hell you been? Now it's time for your whooping. Yeah. I could laugh about it today, but back then I wasn't laughing too hard. I was peed off. It was like, I told the truth and I still got my butt busted for it. Yeah, tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Yeah, not so much for me back then. But leave me comments. Tell me about the craziest places you've been lost in. And guys, tomorrow night we're going to do another game downstairs, similar to what we did last time. This time I'm going to hold the camera. I'm not going to put it on a tripod. I'm going to hold the camera like this. That way I get every movement. Then some of the game might actually be required for the tripod too. Like I said, I'm still working out the bugs and trial and error, and before you know it, we will have a flawless game. We're looking forward to it, by the way. I don't know if I told you guys or not, but that with the hat we was holding that had all the questions in it, or all the suggestions of what we was doing, was completely filled. My boys put everything in there. They mixed them all up. We didn't even come close to touching the surface of that yet. There's still a lot left, and some of them are really good. Some of them, from what I asked yesterday, because I mentioned this to my boys, I was like, maybe we should have some of them in there where we act these things out alone. He says, they are. We just didn't get to them. Since it is your Friday and it's my Saturday, or my Thursday, you guys enjoy your weekend now, okay? Be safe out there, and we'll see you Monday. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here. And hopefully you're getting the cool temperatures like we are. It's 75 degrees, but it's a lot cooler than 90. Just saying. I'm gone, guys. See you Monday.